When scaling software and applications, it's common to acquire chronic problems such as developer turnover, missed deadlines, or quality issues. More than once, I've been tasked with turning around a team, a broad term for sure where commonly the development team takes the blame unfairly when things go wrong. If you own a company and need software written, it should only take about 12 minutes to get a feeling that development follows different rules than the rest of your business. Enter the Agile Manifesto. No, this is not evidence from some parkour guy turned active shooter. The Agile Manifesto is a foundational working contract between development practitioners and clients. It reads like Buddhism, where you may recall, life sucks, then you die. Here's one of the 12 principles. Welcome changing requirements, even late in development. Agile processes harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. Head on over to agilemanifesto.org for more information. Even with a well-thought-out approach, mature tools, and a self-organizing staff wanting to do better, getting ahead takes work. In these scenarios, I draw a line in the org, two sides often at odds with each other. These sides are development and business. Anyone in any organization knows what side of the line they operate on. So how do you get ahead? The first and last word out of my mouth is discipline. I also understand that inferring any lack of discipline is often poorly received. Sure, the sales team knows how to sell very well, and the developers have a deep technical understanding of the proper order of inheritance in polymorphic classes. I believe that discipline is a path, not a destination. Each business, year of business, department, and person is unique, and discipline requirements evolve. Workers become bosses, teams grow, and new positions open up. Finding and following a ratio is a crucial discipline. But to understand this, let me discuss a bad ratio from my past. Imagine being a developer on a team of yourself and one part-timer, so 1.5 devs. Small teams exist, nothing new there. Projects may only need a small amount of talent, but I had 5 bosses. One boss was explicitly hired as a firewall to the other 4 bosses. That's a bad ratio. Too much management. Bosses, not managers, tend to poke around, ask questions, and disregard the vast mental overhead necessary in writing code. All signs of a lack of discipline. The cure is simple. Write good specifications with reasonable timelines that developers also agree are possible. The next step is the hard part, where more discipline comes in. Do not bother the developers. Instead, create a reporting schedule, predictable meetings, and a work environment for the developers to succeed. Also, make it extremely well known that you, the manager, not the boss, are here to unblock and provide for the development team to meet their goals and keep them working happily. Clearly stating the task and being fair is also a discipline. Stick to the scoped work and be the manager any productive employee needs. Sounds easy, but if you can hack it. Managers and owners lean on all past successes as proof they can overcome current problems. Putting your head down and charging may work in other business areas, but not software. The lack of hubris will take you out. You know your business and customers, but your dev team knows the tens of thousands of lines of code like their own keyboard. In these scenarios, I ask the developers what the problem is, and I usually get resistance. I get it. I'm now management. God help all of us. So I have to work to gain the team's trust so they can outline a path to greater success. Most of the time they tell me the same thing. Here's the typical list. The office could be more conducive for writing code, too many distractions in the office, scope issues, poorly written tasks, no management support, and often a general disconnect from the company. Back to the idea of ratios. As a team grows, the development needs change, and ratios guide the way. Suppose there are only 1 or 2 developers. They must scope and QA work while handling business context, delivery, and other actions. Few developers excel in these engagements. I, by contrast, have always enjoyed this type of challenge. As the team scales towards 10 developers, you need a manager, or at least a Scrum Master, a QA person, and someone in business to compile and own specifications and bugs. As the team scales from 10 developers to 50, things change drastically. Design support, such as a UI UX person, dedicated front end, or other specialized field is now necessary. The QA needs to increase, and the ratio moves towards 1 QA per 5 developers. The development begins to split into sub-teams such as backend, API, bugs, front-end, R&D, data, or possibly red and blue teams. On large teams, some Scrum Masters and other leadership may not scale, requiring additional or different management. Operations, aka infrastructure or DevOps, will also move from developers who also know that stuff to a dedicated team, still part of development. Beyond 50 developers is a serious effort. Many well-run applications operate on a skeleton crew that is hyper-focused. With no bureaucracy and no management noise, they meet goals within their capacities and plan product growth with ease. Take a look at this chart. If anything stands out, it should be the QA growth. Team growth correlates with complexity. 1 or 2 devs only write so much code, nominally 20 KLOC or 20,000 lines of code per year. 2 devs can maintain and grow a project with 50 KLOC. That's a serious full-time job, but it is possible. As that code grows, the ability to QA, handle ops, and build tests and produce a product with a long shelf life becomes more challenging. That's where Scrum Masters and complementary management come in. These roles unblock development, operate as servant leaders, and keep business as far away from development as necessary. Agile principles become more critical, as they are a contract with the development team not to be total business asshats. Asshats make business hard. So here's your takeaway. First, give developers enough room while providing a schedule for crossover, keeping all doors open and tolerating unique behavior or schedules. Second, Agile type workflows and management approaches are still the best places to begin. Agile is a boon for managing capacity optimally, estimating accurately, and providing reliable long-term planning. Third, development teams and products scale differently. It's a lot like the theory of punctuated equilibrium, where significant change will occur over a short period amongst a majority stable timeline. All of this leads back to the big point. Trust the ratios. Talk with your teams. Talk to contemporaries. Hell, I do free consulting calls. These ratios work. I know. I have seen it. I have been a developer under rare good management, and now I build and lead those teams. And I can do the same for you. So let's talk before you miss another deadline. Let me help you advance your software needs and reach your goals profitably. Thanks for listening.